right, let me know when
You
we're
just
on.
gotta talk clearly. It's as soon as that's green, once the stream started.
Right. Welcome back to Game 2 of this doubleheader here. Zach Gibney, Josh Feldman on the call for you in the nightcap of this second end of the doubleheader. Zach Sutherland on the mound here for Rockville, making his debut. The big right-hander out of Wilson College, standing at 6'2", 215. We'll see what he can do today, Josh.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, especially this late in the season, getting your first start. Especially on a team that's doing well. Rockville hot, picking up their 11th win on the season. You certainly want to come in and keep that streak alive for the boys.
Winners of 3 in a row, the Expresses. Sutherland starts with a strike and then another one. Excuse me, ball 1 was the first call. Close pitch, missed there, but the count goes even at 1 nonetheless.
Be interesting to see how both teams respond here. Rockville high off that walk-off win from Johnny McMath last game.
Off-speed pitch there from Sutherland, misses low and in.
You have their lineup, a copy, and take a picture for us. You need it to announce, by the way. Pete needs something.
The 2-1 from Sutherland out of the windup, and it comes up and in and hits him. So Soltis gets on via the hit by pitch on the upper shoulder there, and the leadoff base runner for the Chop is on to start this game too.
Yeah, not how you want to start that game, but hopefully Sutherland's able to calm down as he gets back into it.
Sutherland looking to rebound here with the second hitter. Daniels, the second baseman, fouls off the first pitch he sees of the day, and Sutherland goes up 0-1. So, I mean, after the hit by pitch, obviously the first batter you face with a new team, not the ideal outcome, but nevertheless, still time to make it up. Nobody's on base, so, you know, little time to regroup there if you're Sutherland.
Yeah, no harm done yet. We've seen a lot. Pitchers take a minute to settle in, and I expect nothing less from Sutherland. As a ground ball, double play opportunity, 5-4. And 3, they turn the double play.
Josh, you talk about rebounding. That's about as good as you can do if you're Sutherland there, forcing the ground ball double play. Nice turn there by Lacefield at third base, then on to second, then over to first at Salisbury. It's quick 2 outs there for Rockville.
Yeah, I actually believe that's Furlong getting the start at third base for the first time this season. First time we've seen him at the hot corner.
Oh, it is.
And he looked good there.
Yeah, had a little bit of defensive struggles earlier on, but made a couple nice plays last game. Looks like he's on the right track now defensively as Sutherland deals on the 0-0, missing high to March. Roman March last game 1 for 3 with one of those RBIs in that 5-4 walk-off loss for Baltimore. Got on base twice, once via the walk, as Sutherland now evens the count at 1. March, the extra hitter last game, will be playing center in this one, as he gets his first looks of the day against Sutherland. From the windup, coming in low, and it hits him. So Sutherland is now at 2 batters early in this inning. That looked like a breaking ball that just got away from him.
Yeah, he's still struggling to find that release point on the breaking ball. Again, as the game goes on, it's something you settle into. A little bit of a shaky start this first inning, but it's all about the bounce back, and that he did last time.
Yeah, certainly did it well. Good. That double play looking bigger and bigger as this inning goes along, as now we have 2 outs, but now runner on first after the hit by pitch. Check on first, step off the mound, goes Sutherland, runner back easily, no throw. This is John Seibert at the plate as the pitch comes up and in, runner going. He gets down and under the tag.
Galloway looks like he thought he had him on the tag.
Galloway, another guy we haven't seen a whole lot of, thought he had him, but the umpire disagreed as March did get under that one, according to him. So runner in scoring position here now for Baltimore.
And Zach, the other thing to point out, look who's behind the plate, Ethan Zorbaugh.
Wow, that's something you didn't exactly expect to see, as Ethan Zorbaugh, usually a corner infielder, getting the start behind the plate. That one goes by him. It's a foul ball, though. And now the count goes 1-1. This is John Seibert at the plate, 2 for 4 in the first inning of the doubleheader with a walk and a strikeout, but also an RBI. So
That strikeout was a big strikeout. It was the bases loaded in
Yes,
the
it
top of
was.
the 7th with a chance to go up, and Lacefield blew a high fastball by him. And then, yeah, the rest was history.
The cleanup hitter in this Baltimore lineup looks to make amends for that as Sutherland deals in the nice off-speed pitch, front door there, gets the strike call, and he's one strike away from getting out of this. Runner still holds at second. Looks like Galloway's covering the bag there. Sutherland steps off and turns, but no throw comes from the right-hander. That is Ethan Zorba behind the plate. Not exactly, I mean, they talked about possibly getting an extra catcher due to the injury to Ryan Maley, but Zorba not exactly the guy you'd expect as Sutherland gets the swing and miss here and gets out of the inning. So a bit of a tumultuous first inning, but unscathed nonetheless as Sutherland gets through a clean first. 0-0 going into the bottom half. Back here for the home half of the first inning in the second game of the doubleheader. Rockville unable to get a run across in the top end. Baltimore unable to get a run across. Rockville will be facing Rory Costello, the right-hander from York College. Pretty large sample size for him this year. He's played in 5 games so far. Won 2 of them with 25 innings pitched, 3.2 ERA, so some solid stuff from him so far. We'll see if Rockville can try to put a dent in that. As the leadoff hitter, as we've seen the past few games, Nathan Bowman, a guy who honestly is, by all accounts, one of the better players on this team. His on-base percentage, as we talked about, off the charts. He plays great defense and just a guy who you really like to have at the top of your lineup.
Yeah, he put the ball in play a couple times, got that big inning going, shows bunt and gets it down.
On the way to first, Bowman is in, so a leadoff bunt base hit for the Rockville leadoff hitter, and that's just what we were saying, man. He can get on really any way he wants, and just saw another way he can get on there, is that bunt laid down the first base line perfectly, and Rockville's got the leadoff runner on.
Yeah, huge miscommunication between the pitcher and catcher. You saw both guys completely stop and hold off on that ball. Neither one made the play and allowed him to get an extra step down that line, beating out the throw to first.
Here now is Johnny McMath, as we saw last game, Johnny McMath with that walk-off single to end one of the more exciting games of the season, batting .375 on the year, as he looks at strike one from Costello. That one catches the outside corner on the fastball, and Bowman has to retreat to first as McMath looks to take his first looks at this second game. Costello from the right side on the stretch. No look over to first as he delivers, and McMath hits this one high and deep to right field. Slicing towards the outfield corner, but it just dies on the warning track as Bowman now goes back to first. That looked like it had a chance if there was a little bit more wind headed out to right field there.
Yeah, unfortunately got under it just a little bit too much. And nearly a home run towards the right field pole. It'll just be a long out number 1 instead.
As we've seen from here at Latonia a few times, those pop flies look like they're innocent at first, but they can carry, and we almost saw another one there as Eddie Hakopian steps in now. Hakopian up to 340 on the year now, 462 on base percentage. One of these other Rockville hitters up above the 300 mark. Extremely productive. This runner goes. Bowman is going to be in easily as the catcher bobbled it, and Rockville's got a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, good steal there from Bowman. I don't even think if he would have picked that ball up, clearly he had a chance at him. Bowman out to a great jump on that off speed. Predicted the pitch well, and he's in scoring position now.
Swing and a chopper to third by Hakopian, bobbled over there by Solis, and this one goes into no man's land. So Hakopian goes to first, and now Rockville's got runners on the corners, and all of a sudden you got a scoring threat here with one of your best hitters coming to the plate, and that's James Heffley.
Yeah, an infield single there, reaching Rockville. 2 hits in the inning. Both infield, you saw a bunt single and then that ball ricocheting off the third baseman. Give Hakopian credit, though. He hit that ball hard and made it a really tough play.
Heffley checking in here. Not the highest batting average on the team at 283, but tied for second in RBIs. Also a really good on-base percentage at 459. Invaluable behind the plate as well, where we haven't seen him in this second game yet, but certainly an asset back there as he steps in for his first looks and swings and misses on the high fastball.
And the other thing for Heffley, to his credit, is he's got a lot of extra base hits on this season. Yeah, that average is low, but when he puts the ball in play, it travels.
So Rockville able to get to Costello a little bit first here, and I mean, as we talked about, wouldn't be surprised to see Hakopian run, as this team's been aggressive all year as Costello deals on the 0-1, now quickly up 0-2.
Yeah, you got to defend here. All you want to do is put that ball in play and give that runner at third a chance to score. Be big here for Rockville to take that first run of the ball game. We'll see what happens.
Couple of quick hits to start this one off as Costello trying to deal out of a jam up 0-2. Runner goes. This one's fouled off to the right.
Good defensive swing there from Heffley. Unfortunately, that'll cause Hakopian to retreat. But I like the aggression there on the bases from him.
Yep. I mean, as we just talked about, this is something this Rockville team has not been afraid to do all year, running in situations where you can set up a more opportune scoring chance, and that's what we just saw there. Hakopian, a guy with wheels as well, leads the team in stolen bases, so there's that.
Does he?
I think he does.
Wouldn't have been my guess.
Let's see if I'm just completely wrong here. Runner goes again. This one's hit the other way. Nice piece of hitting by Heffley. This one gets into the corner. Bowman's going to score easily. Hakopian up to third. And again, we'll do the runners on corner situation again, but Rockville gets a run across early in this one.
Textbook hit and run there. Runner in motion, put the ball to the right side, gets it down, and Rockville out to an early lead here.
And to update that Eddie Hakopian stat, yes, he does lead the team in stolen bases with 5, tied with Nathan Bowman, who we just saw score on that one. So Rockville lineup littered with speed, especially now with, I mean, a couple new guys coming in. We talked about Galloway coming in as a courtesy runner. We're doing some damage as well, so a lot of speed in this lineup as well.
Yeah, and he's getting the start today, too.
We'll see him man the middle infield as Danny Salisbury looks at strike one here on the outside corner. Costello already allowing 3 hits to this Rockville lineup, getting to him early, Rockville. So something we don't necessarily see them doing a whole lot. Get a lot of runs on the board early. We saw it yesterday, them having some trouble early on, but able to break through in the first here, that's got to be a confidence builder, as this one's fouled off to the left. Danny Salisbury, also an extremely dangerous hitter, 341, 449 on base percentage. He'll look to add on to that here, down 0-2 quick though against Costello. He deals on 0-2. Chopper back up to the mound. Nice play, gloved by there. Shortstop on to second, back to first, and he is in time, so the run that scores will not count. And a big double play turned by Baltimore to limit the damage as Rockville leads 1-0, headed to the bottom of the second inning. Back here, second inning of work for Zach Sutherland in the top of the second. Baltimore trying to even it up at 1 after a really solid first inning offensively from Rockville.
Yeah, it's nice to see them out ahead to start the game. I know last game they were playing catch-up for a few innings. Of course, this game's all about momentum, and it's get it when you can, but I like to see Rockville up 1-0.
Stepping up now, the extra hitter for the Chop. It's going to be Ben Anderson, the third baseman, traditionally out of Salisbury. He swings and takes a big hack at the first off-speed pitch he sees from Costello. Or excuse me, from Sutherland. Getting the starting pitchers confused.
One thing we haven't seen a lot in this league is guys that are willing to offer at that first pitch curveball. This guy's pitch recognition was obviously there, and that's something to be wary of if you're Zach Sutherland.
Yeah, keeping hitters off balance, especially key for a guy who hasn't seen a lot of innings so far this season, and he'll have to continue that as the game goes along. As this one's chopped out, but off the foot of Anderson, so count goes to 1-2 now after the foul ball.
Keeping hitters off their timing, something you know a little thing about.
Yeah, I tried at least, hit a guy on an off-speed pitch, but overall, getting that first strike, I tell you what, really does a whole lot for your psyche, especially for a guy like Sutherland, especially for a guy like myself who hadn't really seen a whole lot of innings and can get your confidence up, and that can do a whole lot if you're a pitcher, as we know baseball is so huge part mental. So he'll look to continue his pretty solid start to this game as he works with 1-2 now against the 5-hitter in the Baltimore lineup. Out of the windup, Sutherland deals and swing and a miss drawn from Anderson as he gets his second strikeout of the day.
Got him on the upstairs fastball. Love to see it. Got the velo working up, raised the eye level. One away here in the second.
That upstairs fastball is something we saw from Jesse Lacefield on the biggest pitch of the game last time. You draw on the swing and a miss, and Sutherland draws back to that strategy again and gets the strikeout.
I think the Lacefield fastball is in a different universe.
Yeah, that's fair to say. Swing, and this one's a swinging bunt. Really strange bounce in front of the mound. Sutherland, nice play to jump off and make the play. And the second out of the inning.
Looked like one of those reactor balls that the infielders use that bounces anywhere it can.
That took a wild turn.
Yeah, it did. It bounced right in front of the plate and then spun back towards the pitcher. That's a ball, especially for Ethan Zorball, catching in your first game.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a chuckle as he heads back behind the plate. That's got to be a bit of a strange first play to see if you're the new catcher in Zorball. But nevertheless, the play gets made by the pitcher. And we have 2 outs here in the top of the second. First pitch to Gage Reigard misses down low and away. Reigard, the 6th man in this lineup, came in last game as a courtesy runner, but this is swing and a miss. Excuse me, this is not.
24, it's Jack Patterson.
Excuse me, got mixed up in the lineup there.
Jack Patterson's a guy I actually had the pleasure of sharing a field with in my high school days. Yeah, at Northwest. Played on a couple off-season ball games together.
Josh's high school teammate checks out strike 2 here. Sutherland again, 1 pitch away getting out of this. Really good second inning for him so far. Had those 2 hit by pitches in the first, but very clean here in his second inning of work as he just misses on the outside off-speed pitch.
That's one of the things I love about the Summer League is, as I was saying in the last game, it's a small world. Rio Fabre, another one of those guys I've gotten to share a field with in my life, and it's a community. As Patterson hits this one hard out towards the right side, McMath puts it away to end the inning.
Very clean second inning there for Sutherland. No hits, no walks, no base runners. And we head to the home half of the second inning. Rockville still up 1-0. Back here in the bottom of the second inning here as Rockville tries to add on to their 1-0 lead so far in this one against Rory Costello, who, bit of an interesting stat line in the first inning, allowed 3 hits and 1 run, but only threw 1 ball in the inning, only 11 pitches, so kept his pitch count relatively low and his command was there, just Rockville was hitting everything they threw him.
Yeah, and that speaks to the aggression of Rockville. Game plan in this game was we already have the momentum. Why not keep it going? They came in swinging, 3 hits in the first inning, and hopefully they're looking to add to that here.
It's exactly what they've done so far as Steven Orsini steps in. Orsini 1 for 3 in that last game of the doubleheader with an RBI as well. Scored a run as he tagged this one to the left center field gap. This is going to get down into the wall possibly. Orsini looking too. He's going to get in easily. So a leadoff extra base hit here for Steven Orsini. And Rockville, once again, in the blink of an eye, has a runner back in scoring position in this one.
Orsini's second double of the day, keeping it going. And like I said, Rockville really being aggressive here. First pitch of the inning, laced out towards left center.
And you want your pitchers to attack the strike zone, but I mean, if Costello's going to keep doing this, then Rockville's just going to keep hitting him. I might try to go outside of the strike zone here as Ethan Zorba steps in, the catcher. Still sounds weird to say that.
I was going to say, first time we're saying catcher Ethan Zorba at the dish.
He swings and misses on this one as a fastball comes in right down the middle. And he's down 0-1. Rockville already with 4 hits in this one. 4 for 6 so far in the game. Something, I mean, not much more you can ask out of your team than that. Look here back at second on Orsini from Costello as he comes home on the off speed, missing low. Orsini the first extra base hit of the game for Rockville. Costello again taking a look back there at second. Orsini going to third here, caught him off guard, and the throw hit Zorba on the way, but he just stayed in the batter's box. Nothing really he could do about that, and Orsini just swipes third.
And
I mean, nothing wrong with what Ethan Zorba did there. He just stood his ground, and Orsini's able to snipe third.
took that one stone cold, too, off his arm.
Really?
Just kind of glanced back at the catcher like, huh, try harder.
Yeah, they say every time you come to the ballpark, you see something new. That was our something new for this game so far.
As we were saying last night, it adds to the bingo,
Yeah,
bingo
our little bingo
Latonia.
card.
Anyone have that?
Costello deals on 1-1, misses low. Count goes to 2-1. Ethan Zorba batting .270 on the year, .413 on base percentage. Really just no breaks in this Rockville lineup.
Yeah, if you're Rick Price, what you'd
Catches
love to have,
the-
top to bottom, 1 to 9, all guys that can hit the ball.
Catches the lower end of the strike zone there. Zorba already was on his way to first as if he had walked, but brought back by that call from the umpires. The count goes full. Costello from the stretch. Missing outside. Zorba is able to go to first now on this one, and runners on their corners now for Rockville with nobody out in the bottom of the second.
Close pitch. If you're Ethan Zorba, a head nod there as the catcher, you
Yeah.
start to learn where that outside corner is. Picked it up well there, just laying off on a close pitch, and Rockville runners at the corners now.
Thought he had his base on that last pitch, but does get it finally after he had worked the count full. Signs coming out here from the catcher is Costello again in a bit of distress in this one. Charlie Furlong now stepping up, made a couple nice defensive plays in that last one and started the final inning for Rockville with a base hit to right. He looks at strike one here. I mean, as we talked about, the hitting contagious mentality of Rockville. I mean, Furlong started off that last inning, 3 consecutive base hits. Thank you very much, game over. So he'll look to continue his hitting ways as he goes down 0-1 against Costello, who deals on the pitch, missing high. Count goes even at 1.
2 straight fastballs here with runners at first and third. Ethan Zorba, one of those high IQ players here, possibly an off-speed pitch coming. See if he takes off on this pitch.
Zorba creeping off the first base line over there as Costello deals bunt signal on. This one's popped up. Coming home is Orsini. He's going to make it, but the ball rolls foul. So as we saw last game, the suicide squeeze on there for Rockville can't exactly get it to work out as this one just dribbles foul.
That was a great read from him over at third. Orsini, as soon as he knew that ball was dropping, took off. Unfortunately, it just rolls foul.
Yeah, a bit of a pop fly bunt there from Furlong, but Orsini breaking home nonetheless, just rolls foul, and Rockville can't get a run across on that one. Count goes to 1-2 now. bunt will undoubtedly be off on this one with 2 strikes. Furlong looking to just put this one in play now as Costello again operates out of the stretch, takes a look at Zorba at first. He gets back easily.
Again, this good base running by Zorbal. Your job is to make him uncomfortable on the mound. If he's focusing on the runner at first with no outs and first at third, you're doing your job right.
That's exactly right. Runner goes again, swing and a miss from Furlong. This one is in time, but the runner's going to score. So great base running there from Orsini. Zorba snagged at second, but a run scores nonetheless as this one goes to 2-0.
Yeah, Rockville trading outs for runs. Interesting decision here early in the game with this part of the lineup due up, but nonetheless they're able to score and make this a 2-0 ball game.
Looked like the hit and run might have been on there initially as a swing and a miss was taken there, but you know, I guess you'll trade a run for an out. I guess that's what the mentality of Rick Price was there. So 2-run lead here for Rockville as the bases go clear for Joey Galloway, the speedster, as he looks at ball 1 low. Excuse me, they call that a strike, but
yeah, they say he broke the plane. I don't agree, and neither does Galloway.
These umpires kind of stink. 0-1. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side there. The coach from Baltimore jumping quickly out of the dugout to play that one.
For the record, I decline to comment any further on.
Yeah, I play in this league too, so that might...
Yeah, you could say it.
Whatever. That wasn't a great call. That was objectively a 0-2. Missing low. So Galloway takes a look. And nothing going there as the count now goes to 1-2. Joey Galloway, as we talked about, a weapon so far as he's been enduring his tenure on the team on the base pass. Looking to make his mark at the plate, missing low and away is Costello, and the count goes even at 2. Galloway batting .250 on the year, small sample size, 1 for 4. As he swings and hacks a foul ball off to the right. Again, the Baltimore coach is up in a hurry for some reason. I think there might be a side bet going on over there as to who can get more foul balls, but who knows?
Yeah, it's interesting to see you have all 4 coaches on the field, too.
1-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Base is empty to Joey Galloway. He looks at ball 3 high, so after going down 0-2, Galloway really working his way back into the count as it now goes full.
It's what you like to see is one of those guys that fit right into this lineup on the fly from the first day he entered mid-season. Has been nothing but productive for this Rockville squad.
Payoff. In for strike 3. Really nice pitch there from Costello. No argument there as the beautiful off-speed pitch sets Rockville down for the inning. But they put up another run in this one as the 2-0 game is carried into the top of the 3rd inning when we come back. Back here on this Saturday evening in Rockville. Rockville Express up 2-0 heading into the top of the 3rd. Zach Sutherland, the newcomer on the mound. He's got 2 strikeouts through 2 innings. 24 pitches total, 14 of those being for strikes. What have you liked from him so far, Josh?
Exactly what you just said. Pounding the zone with strikes. All you can do and let the defense come through behind you, just like we saw earlier with that double play ball.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a couple hit batters in the first inning, but he's really rebounded nicely. It looked like he had all of his wits about him in the second inning, and he'll look to continue that into the third. As his first pitch of this inning is in for a strike, as well as Mike Malice takes a look.
Zach, question for you. After starting in your first game, now back behind the broadcast booth, are you calling this game any different now that you've had that game experience? It's such a unique position that you're in.
Malice fouled this one off to the right. So, I mean, it's interesting because I think I operate a little bit differently than a lot of these other pitchers. My velocity is probably a little bit lower than guys like Sutherland, other guys coming out of the bullpen, but it's something that I think I definitely has changed my perspective a little bit. I mean, just operating in a game situation as this one misses high certainly changes your outlook a little bit. I mean, just different approaches, different counts and things like that has probably been the biggest change regarding how I view a game as a broadcaster versus a player, but it'll be interesting to see how this kind of works out as this one is grounded out to short, fielded easily, and the throw on to first is in time from Hakopian. And another ground ball out here for Zach Sutherland.
As one thing we touched on in the first game way back on June 6th when Rockville started against Baltimore Chop was the defense was the Achilles in that game. It's been totally sound through the first game and this second game so far.
It really has been. I mean, last game when I was on the mound especially, my defense really helped me out a lot. I mean, a couple of really nice plays there, especially by Bowman in center. The infielders doing a great job on the rundowns and everything. Just when you get that good defense, it really helps out a new pitcher, and I feel like Sutherland's feeling that same way now as he misses high to Eric Elliott Jr., sitting in the 9 spot playing first base for the Chop. He hits this one out to right field, high fly ball, and it's going to drop. No, it's a catch by McMath. What a play there in right field as he lays out for that one, coming in on that one, playing a little deep there, but McMath able to come in nonetheless and make a great play on that one.
Yeah, he did. He did have his glove on top of the ball in a trapping motion. I don't mean to speculate, but possibly having duped the umpire out in the field. Nevertheless, a great athletic play from McMath for the second out.
I mean, I think playing out there allows you to kind of hide the ball a little bit, but I feel like I might have been on the same track as you where that could have potentially hit the ground, but, I mean, otherwise a great play by McMath to... I'm saying it was a great play. Great play by McMath to come in on that one. I mean, a guy who kind of hybrids at first base, that's a really athletic play out there in right field as Sutherland misses into Matt Chang. Chang, the Johns Hopkins player, the infielder for the Chop. This one's chopped out to second base. Easy play there, Galloway on to first, and another really clean inning for Zach Sutherland. Efficient work from him as we head to the bottom of the third. Rockville looking to add to their 2-0 lead. Back here in the bottom of the third inning, as Zach Sutherland just did, Roy Costello coming out for his third inning of work. Giving up a run in both of his prior innings so far, 2 earned on the board for him. 1 strikeout, 1 walk on 29 pitches. Still, I mean, he's gotten hit around a little bit, but he's kept his pitch count pretty low, which is something I'm sure Baltimore appreciates in this second end of the doubleheader.
Yeah, it's both teams. If you're the manager, we saw Baltimore up before the game, seemingly not wanting to play a second game as we had a late start in this, but...
Nathan Bowman stepping up for his second looks of the day. He's 1 for 1, scored the first run of the game for Rockville as he looks at an off-speed pitch coming front door in there, strike one.
Goes to show Rick Price is the law here at Laytonia.
Costello working quickly. The 0-1 comes in, similar pitch there, off speed, catches the outside corner this time. And now Bowman's got to be in a defensive swing now. From the windup again, Costello on the quick cadence. Swinging a foul ball off, out of play to the right side. So after once through this lineup, I mean Rockville, 4 for 8, excuse me, with 2 runs on the board. Really great offensive output early in this one as Bowman looks to continue on his already one-hit game today. As he swings and misses on a really nice off-speed pitch again from Costello. He goes 3 consecutive there and gets the out.
Sets up nothing on for Jonathan McMath. See if he can get this middle of the order going here in the third.
JT Money, as we said, the walk-off hero last time for Rockville in their first walk-off of the year. He's 0 for 1 so far today as the lights come on here at Laytonia. Costello deals in a swing and a miss on a fastball there from McMath. Looked like he might have been expecting that off-speed pitch to come again, but nevertheless the fastball does, and he's a little caught off guard there. Costello on 0-1. This one's fouled straight back. Josh flinched again. Count goes 0-2.
Can never give me a break, huh?
Nope.
You know, I think that's just good reaction.
So the first time that happened,
showing my youth.
the first time that happened, you called me up for flinching, so I haven't really forgotten that, and you've been
I
paying
guess
for it the
not.
last couple of times I've done play-by-play for games.
Fair enough.
The 0-2 from Costello. McMath, nice defensive swing there to stay alive. Wasn't expecting the off-speed initially there, it looked like, but he's able to get a bat on it nonetheless and spoil it off to the side.
You know, I would argue, and you can contest this as a player yourself, it's the former player's reaction to kind of, you know, I'm going to catch this
Yeah,
ball.
make a
It's
play
not like
on
I'm
it.
getting out of the way of it, but
I'm not going to comment on that, but I'll give it to you because I kind of see where you're coming from. McMath grounds this one, and it looked like initially a fair sign came from the field umpire, but it's then called foul as Elliott fielded it out of play. McMath made really no effort to run down the line, but count stays 0-2 nonetheless. So in this inning, Zach Sutherland has thrown 9 pitches, all of them for strikes so far. 0-2 once again. Taking a look as McMath down and away. And as I say, is that the first ball of the inning comes in. Count goes to 1-2. From the windup, the Baltimore right-hander. A swing and a fly ball off to the left side. McMath again fouls it off out of play, and we'll do the 1-2 again.
it's good to see a guy fresh off the walk-off staying humble and trying to work deep into counts.
Yeah, not trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark necessarily, just trying to get something going in this inning for Rockville. With 1 down in the bottom of the third, they have a 2-0 lead.
It's one thing they preach on this team is team play. Trust the guys behind you
Yep.
and move the line. It's why the Rockville offense has been so successful as of late.
McMath takes a look at strike 3 on the outside corner there. Really nice fastball there from Costello, and he's got 2 down in the inning now.
Really nice fastball, but fortunately, McMath laying off, and a 50-50 ball gets called strike 3, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
No doubt a pitch that McMath wants back, as he usually is prone to swinging those and hit him a long way, those fastballs on the outside corner. But nevertheless, Hakopian steps in and has to duck his way out of an off-speed pitch that didn't break. The 1-0. Costello misses up and outside. And now Hakopian has a hitter's count with 2-0. Costello really prone to go into that off-speed pitch, getting it in for a strike once again, something Rockville hitters will undoubtedly have to look out for the rest of this one.
One thing they've been content all season to do is lay off that first strike curve.
Hakopian swings and misses on a fastball here. Looked like he was a little off balance on that one. And Costello's battled his way back to 2-2. Really nice evening here at Latonia. We've gotten a couple really hot games, and this is really some nice weather in this one, so appreciate that, Mother Nature. The 2-2. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side, and we'll do it again. Hakopian 1 for 1 on the day. Part of that first inning for Rockville where they brought Bowman across on the James Heffley single. The 2-2 once again. Missing low. Hakopian shows no signs of potentially swinging at that one as the count goes full now with 2 outs. The payoff from Costello. This one misses low and away, and Hakopian with a quality at bat there as he gets on base after working the count full.
Tell you, I got nervous. I saw that umpire stand up quick. I thought the punch-out sign was coming.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty egregious call if that was called a strike, but thankfully it isn't, and Hakopian's the first base runner of the inning for Rockville. James Heffley, the aforementioned RBI man, as we just talked about, he drove in Bowman in the first inning, and he'll look to get his second hit of the game here as he looks at strike one again on that breaking ball. Hakopian, not much of a lead there at first as Heffley fouls us off to the right side again, and Costello once again up to 0-2 in a count against the heart of the Rockville order. Heffley chokes up a little bit on 0-2. Costello takes a look over at Hakopian and deals. Hakopian on the run. This one high. Throw down is in time, but to the wrong side of the bag, and Hakopian's got another base swiped in this one.
Yeah, as you said earlier, Hakopian leading this team in stolen bases. Really high IQ player that gets on base a lot when he does. Always willing to take that extra bag and get into scoring position.
I mean, just a second ago we had 2 outs and nobody on, and now Hakopian gets in a scoring position for James Heffley, who's already got an RBI in this one. Looking to do it once again is the catcher, now DH, as he looks on 1-2 and swings and misses on another breaking ball. That's working so far for Costello, and he walks into the back end of the dugout with his first scoreless inning up on the board. We head to the top of the 4th, still 2-0. Back in the top of the 4th inning, Zach Sutherland still towing the rubber for Rockville after 3 very good innings from him so far. 32 pitches, 19 strikes, 2 strikeouts. Still, we're not going to say it, but let's just say no one has made contact and reached base. We'll go with that.
Superstitious, I see.
Just a little bit. I mean, yes, we're just gonna not mention it for now, but as we get closer, the time may come where we do have to mention it on the broadcast. It is still only the 4th inning, and Zach Sutherland still is making his first start as he deals to his first batter of the inning, which is Soltis, the leadoff hitter. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. As we talked about, Zach Sutherland had some command issues in that first inning, but since his work back from them, has played a really good game so far for Rockville as he misses low on the 0-1.
Sutherland out in his 4th inning of work. This is that time where you start to see guys for the 2nd and 3rd time late in this ball game. When you're a pitcher, that's really when you got to find something that works for you.
Yeah, hitters starting to adjust, maybe time up your fastball and your off-speed pitches a little bit better. We'll see if Baltimore's able to do that as Soltis now looks at another ball outside. Sutherland deals. Tried to get that breaking ball to work back in, and it just didn't. Staying inside, count goes 3-1.
Seen that call go either way. Unfortunately, didn't get it there.
Yeah, just a little too up and in, I think, for the umpire's liking, but nevertheless, he'll try to get back in this at bat at 3-2. He does work that one back in. Nice breaking ball there. Soltis didn't like the call, but he has to stay in the batter's box nonetheless as this count goes full.
If you're Sutherland, that's the exact adjustment you're supposed to make.
Yep.
That first pitch, breaking ball, was called high. This time gets it right where it needs to be.
Payoff from Sutherland. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there from Sutherland to work the count back in his favor and get the strikeout to start off this top of the 4th inning. I mean, that's something that you like to see from anyone, but for someone from making his first start of the season, working back into that count was something that is going to fly under the radar as this game goes along, but a huge out nonetheless as Sutherland picks up yet another strikeout in this one, and Daniel steps in for his second look of the day.
And that's one thing I like from Sutherland, and I said it would happen, is he hit 2 men in the first inning and was able to settle down. Once you hit your groove, and again, I'm just going to keep referring to, he did the same thing last night. Once you hit your groove, you think you're unstoppable out there, and that confidence really shows.
Yeah, the more zeros that you put up on the board, the more nerves that just get worn off as the game goes along, and I think you're seeing that from Sutherland here again, as he now evens the count at 1 after the first one was fouled off. That one just misses inside, count goes even. Daniel's 0 for 1 in this one so far. Swinging a chopper out to shortstop, bobbled there by Hakopian. He's unable to recover, and that's going to go down as an E6 there.
Unfortunate for Hakopian, he's been one of the more solid gloves for Rockville. Yep. Unable to come up with it there as he had that throw a little bit out before his glove, and miscue leads to Baltimore getting a base runner here.
Yeah, as you said, Hakopian, one of the keystones to a very sound defensive team in Rockville. A rare misplay by him there gives Daniels first, and now March steps up with a runner on first base. That's Roman March. He was also hit by a pitch in the first inning. Sutherland takes a look over at first. Daniels not a huge lead. This one's called a strike. Not sure if it was on the bunt attempt or just on the pitch. Could have been both. But nevertheless, Roman March down 0-1. Long look over to first from Sutherland. He comes set and delivers. Just missing on the outside corner. Nice pitch there from him. Could have gone either way on the call, but doesn't go in the favor of Sutherland and Rockville, and the count goes even at 1.
As we approach the 1 hour mark in this game, there were concerns prior to the start of it, of the start time of this game, it being a late start here at Latonia, but quick pace of game and Rockville holding on.
Runner goes. This one's fouled off to the side. Daniels was running on that one. Looked as though the hit and run was on, and that one just snuck foul from the lefty center fielder of Baltimore, Roman March.
Really fortunate for Rockville's that ball appeared to skip over the bag into foul territory.
Yeah, that happens when it hits the bag sometimes. It sometimes skips up into that no man's land between, in this case, McMath and Salisbury, but
fortunately missed the bag.
Yeah, fortunately did, and just a eventful strike there from Sutherland as he now is 1 strike away from getting his second out of the frame. Sutherland comes set, and on his 44th pitch of the day, Throws an outside breaking ball, but March spoils it off to the side. We'll do the 1-2 again.
Another thing I've really liked in this game is Ethan behind the plate has been solid. It's
Yes.
something we haven't had to point out that much in this game, and that's a good thing.
Certainly has. I mean, adjusting from a corner infielder spot to going behind the plate, a huge adjustment. It's not just like you can kind of shift guys from the outfield to the infield or whatever, which is a large adjustment to begin with, but the catcher, a very distinct position on the field. This one's chopped out to the right side, going to get through the first second base hole between Galloway and Salisbury. Trying to stretch it into a double is March, and he'll do so successfully. Ball rolls away. Daniels is going to score on the miscue, and Rockville now only leads by 1 on the defensive mishap. March goes all the way to third on what looked to be a simple ground ball to the right side, and a little bit of defensive error there from Rockville.
Unfortunately, a double and a throwing error, number 2 on the day for Rockville.
Yep.
And Baltimore taking advantage of the miscues. This is a 2-1 ball game now.
I tell you what, and we saw in Game 1 how evenly matched both of these teams are. If you're going to want to win a game like this, this is going to be one where you want to iron out those defensive mistakes. And Rockville was unable to do so there. Baltimore with their first hit of the day, also of note. Cyber chops this one out to short, should score another run here as Hakopian charges and throws to first, gets the out, but this game's tied now nonetheless.
I like the IQ of Hakopian there. Definitely you're thinking about that out at the plate.
Yep.
Hahowever, makes the throw across the diamond, makes the right play, and 2 away for Rockville. Now Sutherland has an opportunity to work with bases empty.
Couldn't play those middle guys, speaking of Hakopian and Galloway, too far in with the runner on first base, or excuse me, with the runner on third base, but nevertheless unable to get that out at home, and this game's tied at 2. Baltimore now putting up a 2 spot in this top of the 4th inning. For those of you keeping score at home, neither of those runs will be earned on Sutherland. He's allowed 2 in this frame so far as this one misses high.
That second one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just looking at Game Changer though, and it's coming in as an
fielder's
unearned
choice,
run.
but that's an earned run.
Anderson takes a look at a strike on the outside corner there. Ben Anderson 0 for 1 so far with a strikeout. The 5 hitter, the extra hitter in this Baltimore lineup, trying to do some damage here with 2 outs in the bottom of the top of the 4th, excuse me, as Sutherland gets a strike on the outside corner there. Swing and a miss. Sutherland able to get out of the threat there, allowing 2 runs for Baltimore as they tie the game up, but nevertheless, the strikeout ends the frame for Sutherland, and we head to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 2. Back here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Baltimore evening up the game at 2 in the top of the 4th inning. On just 1 hit, able to scratch across 2 runs and even this game up at 2. Their starting pitcher, Rory Costello, as Sutherland we said did earlier, kind of settling in after his first couple of frames there. 51 pitches on the day for him so far, 5 strikeouts for the right-hander of Baltimore. Danny Salisbury, the left-hander, stepping in here.
It's time for Rockville to answer. It's been their thing all day. It's been their niche is answering runs once they're scored on. See if that inning wakes them up a little bit.
Salisbury swings and fouls off the high fastball to the left side. This one's low. Gets to the backstop, but no harm done with the bases empty. Salisbury 0 for 1 on the day so far. Came up in that first inning after Rockville had scratched across a run as he fouls it off to the left side again. Count now goes 1-2, 2 strikes here on Salisbury. He's going to have to get into a defensive swing. Costello, we've seen a lot from him, getting ahead in counts. He's been hit around a little bit by this Rockville lineup, but through no fault of missing the strike zone. He's been right there the whole night. Operating from the windup, Costello on 1-2. Missing low and in, but barely. Count goes even at 2.
I mean, at that point, there are strikes, and then there are quality strikes.
Yep.
There's things, you know, getting off-timed swings from the hitters, and then there's throwing the ball over and it getting put in play, and put in play hard.
This one misses low again, as we've seen a couple times on this at-bat. Missing in the dirt is Costello, once up 0-2, now full. The 3-2 coming in, and this one's hit off the other way by Salisbury into left field. A diving play there by Rygaard. What a play there. Ranging into foul territory to his right, Rygaard made a running catch, and we couldn't quite see it from our angle, but it was quite a nice play. We saw him go into the dive and make the play, so the first out of the inning is recorded in spectacular fashion by Baltimore.
Yeah, I was able to see the tail end of it. Of course, I'm watching off the screen as well. Made a diving play right near the line, keeping Salisbury from extra bases there.
Yeah, certainly a very athletic player in there in left field by the courtesy runner from last game, Rygaard. As Steven Orsini steps in. Steven Orsini, as we talked about earlier, the double earlier on in this game, the only extra base hit so far for Rockville. He came around to score for the second run of the day as he swings and misses on strike 1. Orsini again swinging and missing on strike 2. That fastball getting by him on 2 pitches in a row. And he'll no doubt have to adjust here on pitch number 3 of the at-bat.
That's one of the things when you come in 2 extra base hits on the day is you're looking to do anything to add to that. And now he's got to shorten up here.
He does shorten up on that fastball once again coming in on the inside corner, but fouled off the mask of Seibert, and we'll do it again on 0-2. Orsini, a mainstay in this outfield for the Rockville lineup. All year he's been right there, very consistent both offensively and defensively for the Express. We've seen it again today. Once again, the 0-2. Just missing the outside corner of the zone. Looked to be low on that one. Orsini didn't bite on it. Count goes 1-2.
That's a textbook 0-2 pitch right there.
Low and away. Gets that ground ball on the swing, but if not, you could still get that strike call as he tries it again here. Just missing low once again on the fastball, and Costello's frustrated after that call.
Yeah, he's really not sure where he's missing his pitches. Like you said, he knows where that zone is, and he's been right around that all day.
Seems to be peppering that lower end of the strike zone, not getting the calls, though, as Orsini stays patient and even count at 2. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, no base runners on for Rockville as Costello goes into the stretch and deals again. Orsini through the right side hole, and once again, he's on base. Orsini already a 2-hit day in the bottom of the 4th for him, and he's on to start this inning for Rockville with 1 out.
I wonder if that bat broke. It sounded like it did.
Sounded like it might have. We've had quite a few bat breaks here in the past couple of days. That last game, I think we had 5 alone, so fortunately none in the front end of this doubleheader. It's something you really never like to see. Those bats do get to be quite expensive. Now once again steps up catcher Ethan Zorbaugh. He's 0 for 0 on the day technically with a walk. He did reach base, and as we've seen from him a lot this year, he lays down a bunt, pop foul. Both Seibert and Soldis were after it. Neither were able to get there, and Zorbaugh now down 0-1. Costello heads back onto the mound. Zorbaugh checking out the signs from third base coach Rick Price, who doubles as the manager. If you've watched our broadcast, you would know that by now, but if it's your first game, welcome aboard. And Rick Price is our manager. Costello checks on first, the throw over. Orsini gets back on the dive easily.
All the welcome messages you could have received.
I tell you what, I feel like we've seen a lot of those throw over to first, and very few of them have worked this season.
Yeah, I mean, that's not always the move and a pickoff. It's more or less to keep the runner honest. It's obviously a low percentage play in terms of getting it out.
Certainly is, but even at that rate, it feels like we've only had one or two the entire year where the runner has gotten caught off guard, and I guess that's a fortunate case if you're Rockville. Once again, the check over to first goes, tag applied, but nothing on the call once again as Orsini dives back yet again. Still 1-1 to Zorba, the right-hander. Another check on first, this one a lot closer. Elliott holding up his glove as if he got the tag on before Orsini could get back in. The umpire says not so fast. And once again, Costello goes back into the stretch. Orsini making a little bit of noise by clapping over there at first base, undoubtedly living in the mental property of Costello's head as this fastball comes in high and Zorba takes a hack and a miss. Maybe a little bit of mind games over there at first base from Orsini.
Like I said earlier in the game, that's your job as the base runner.
I wouldn't like someone clapping over there at first. From the stretch again, Costello deals just missing high this time. Missing both the lower half and the upper half of the strike zone in this inning on very close pitches. Count goes even at 2. Orsini not a big lead. Clapping once again, throw goes over, he's back easily. Orsini going to get his money's worth out of that Tide detergent tonight. No free ads, but accidentally slipped one in there.
Yeah, you're yelling at me for that. No free ads.
2-2. Swing and a miss from Zorba. Fastball once again out there from Costello, and he gets the second out of the inning via the strikeout. I'm sorry, that one did slip out. I'm a big no free ads guy, but, you know, everyone makes mistakes, I guess. As Charlie Furlong steps up here, the left-hander. Playing on the left side of the infield tonight. He's 0 for 1 so far with a strikeout. Looking to either move up or score Orsini in an ideal world. As the Baltimore manager comes out and has a little bit of a talk with Costello. Not really sure what he could be talking about. Having a pretty good inning so far. I mean, seems to be right around the strike zone even when he misses. So, not really sure if there's too much of an adjustment to be made here for Baltimore. But nevertheless, he'll go back to the dugout and we'll continue this game in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs. Orsini on first. And Charlie Furlong stepping up to the plate. Furlong, as we said, playing third base today on the hot corner. Costello deals, swing and a miss from Furlong.
If you're Rockville, this is one of those 2-out situations that they've been great in all season where, yeah, you have that run over there at first, but why not try to score him, steal a run, and try and get back in the lead here?
Clutch hitting has been a signature of this team all year. We'll see if they can live up to that branding once again as Furlong once again laid on the fastball, and he's down 0-2 quick. Furlong trying to avoid his second strikeout of the game. The 9-hitter in this order. Lineup will flip over after him as this one misses high. Good eye there from Furlong. That was a very close pitch there. Showed some good patience to lay off that one. And he stays alive. Costello from the closed stretch position comes home. Furlong stepping out of the way, but the strike 3 call is there. And once again, Costello ends the inning with a strikeout, his 7th of the day, and 4 innings pitched. Impressive work from him. Still a tie game heading to the top of the 5th. back here in the top of the 5th inning. A tie ball game as we head into the road half of the 5th. Zach Gibney here with Patrick Mitchell for the moment. And I mean, something we've seen in this game go along. Both pitchers have developed a little bit as the game's gone along. I mean, Costello on one end started off a little rough and seemingly has settled in so far in Sutherland. Coming off that rough last inning, we'll see how he recovers here.
Yeah, both pitchers have had a couple shaky innings so far, but only, one apiece. They've given up 2 runs. We have a tie game here, but other than those shaky innings, they've settled in here quite well and have got this ball game going on pretty smoothly here.
Gage Reihard now stepping in for the chop. We saw him make that spectacular catch out in left field as he ranged into near foul territory on the dive. Made the catch on that one as this one misses well outside from Sutherland. Really nice play there by Zorba, even though it didn't matter to get his glove on that one. Count goes 1-0. Sutherland 4 strikeouts on the day is 0 walks, something impressive we've seen from him. His command has been good all day. Coming in at a 63% strike rate on 51 pitches. He deals again high and in, and as I say that, has 2 consecutive balls to start the top of the 5th. Ryard 0 for 1 on the day so far. Another outside pitch here. Zorba can't handle it this time. Sutherland now down 3-0.
Starting to show signs of fatigue out there on the mound. As you said, no walks to this point, but 3-0 to start off this 5th.
Yeah, as we talked about, I mean, he looked a little... He started off well. I mean, those first 3 innings, he looked very clean, with the exception of those couple hit by pitches, but misses again here, and a leadoff walk might be signaling the... not the end of the road for Zach Sutherland, but it seems like he's kind of declined in the past couple innings. Still only 1 hit yielded to this Baltimore team, so I mean, it shows that if he puts the ball in the strike zone, they really haven't been able to touch it so far, but unable to do so there as Ryard reaches on the leadoff walk, now leading Patterson up to the plate.
As of Bryce Green in reserve, he's been fantastic in his relief appearances.
He has been good as of late, has Bryce Green. Jack Patterson 0 for 1 on the day so far. The lefty stepping in here. Trying to add to the single hit belonging to the chop so far. This one laid down a bunt to the left side. Furlong's going to field it and throw on to first. No play at second as Patterson does his job, and Ryard, the speedster, moves up to second base and a runner in scoring position here with 1 out for Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore, as I said, coming from behind. They're trying to steal some runners back any way they can with the bunt play on there. A little small ball. They're trying to jump out to a lead.
Something we've seen a couple times from Rockville in this doubleheader, playing that game where they sort of lay down the bunt and try to advance the runners, maybe even score them in some cases. Hasn't really worked out in their favor so far, but Baltimore executes it perfectly there. And now Mike Malice steps up. Malice also 0 for 1 on the day. As we've said, Baltimore 1 for 13 on the day from the plate so far, but those Rockville miscues in the field has allowed them to get back into this one and tie it at 2 as Malice looks at strike 1 right down the middle. Ryard taking a moderate lead off at second base there, taking a look at Sutherland. He comes set. Still eyeing that runner, finally looks home and comes home. Missing low and away, Zorba fakes the throw down to second.
Good block by him, though.
Yeah, it was a really good block by Zorba. You do wonder, though, if Baltimore knew of his inexperience behind the plate, if they'd be a little bit more eager to run, but
I can't imagine.
no one gave him the scouting report on that. Ethan Zorba no doubt has a great arm. We've seen him from third base a few times make some spectacular throws, but as we said, the catcher position, a huge adjustment as this one comes into the strike zone from Sutherland. Count now goes to 1-2 here with 1 out. Runner on second base for Baltimore, threatening again in the top of the 5th. And just as we saw last game, this game's very evenly contested between these two teams. Off-speed here from Sutherland. Didn't break in as much as he probably wanted, but still jams Malice, but he does foul it off. And we'll do the 1-2 again. Something of note here in the infield, Joey Galloway has shifted very much to his left side. There's a pretty big hole there between first and second. Malice, the right-hander, if he can hit it the other way, will have an easy base hit no matter where he puts it in on the right side there. 1-2. Missing outside. Sutherland's off-speed pitch there didn't exactly do what he wanted it to do, but count's still even at 2. Still got 2 strikes on this guy. Good chance to get him out here. The righty-righty matchup between Malice and Sutherland continues with a ball which was low in the strike zone, but chopped out to third. Hakopian to third, trying to get the play on there. No call from the umps, but he's called safe after a long wait. Yeah, drop ball at third by Furlong. Might have had him if he didn't drop it, but nevertheless, going to third. The risky move for Hakopian there doesn't pay off, and runners are now in the corners here for Baltimore.
Saw him make that play last night. I guess he tried to double up on it.
Yeah, that was a risky move there by Hakopian nonetheless. That wasn't a clear and obvious out by any means. Usually the traditional move is to third, but that slow grounder had his momentum going towards third, so that might have led him to throw it there. Malice on first, Reigert on third, with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. This one's skied out to the left by Elliott, but out of play. Oh, here with 1 out. Sutherland taking a long look over at first base. That's Malice there. Dealing home. Swing and a miss by Elliott. Nice fastball there from Sutherland. Draws the late swing. And the count now 0-2. Eric Elliott Jr. also 0 for 1 on the day. Looks at a fastball high here. Malice walks to second base. No throw from Zorba. And all of a sudden, you got 2 runners in scoring position for Baltimore on the seemingly charity base there.
Yeah, they caught Rockville sleeping.
Yeah, they did. As we said, inexperience behind the plate from Zorba may be becoming apparent there as
No one
that
said
was the
anything.
easiest
No
stolen base.
communication.
Yeah, nothing. 1-2. This one's fouled back and off the glove of Zorba. Looks a little frustrated that he couldn't close it on that one there, but that was a tough play regardless, and we'll do the 1-2 again. Malice on second, Reigert on third here, trying to give the Chop the lead here in the top of the 5th. Big 1-2 pitch coming here from Sutherland. Swinging a chopper towards first base. Nice play there by Salisbury. He'll take it to the bag himself. And this one's going to be, he's going to be in time. Runners do not move up. Really nice play there by Salisbury as he played that tough hop off the infield grass. And a huge second out here.
Yeah, saves a run, made that play. He knew exactly what he was doing, checking that runner at third, knew how much time he had, knew his steps to the bag, able to get the corner of it and keep the runner where he is.
Danny Salisbury displaying his baseball IQ there, as Josh said. Nice look over there to third. That runner could have been breaking. He wasn't. Salisbury just took the walk over to the bag and did it himself as a second out delivered. I'm sure Sutherland appreciates that. Chang now looking in. The infielder for Baltimore 0 for 1 on the day as well. Sutherland comes in. This one fouled straight back. The left-hander now down 0-1.
Did not flinch.
Nope, no one did there. To be fair, that wasn't all that close to our little area here behind the left side of the plate. Rick does not give the camera a wave that time. If you were watching during the commercial break earlier on, he gave a little acknowledgement to the camera. This is a real litmus test here for Sutherland, trying to deal out of a jam. Had runners on second and third with 1 out. Able to get that big second out, now up 0-1 here as the bunt goes down yet again. Trying to get a base hit out of it with 2 outs, and this one is really nice play by Zorba there as he touched it, and that one looked like it might have been coming back into fair territory, but Chang, I'm not really sure about the bunt there. I'm guessing he's trying to go for a base hit, I guess, but...
And you see Zorba laughing. I think he tried to make the tag as he picked that ball up without realizing it was in foul territory where he made contact with it.
And a blessing in disguise of sorts, because that could have been some trouble for Rockville if that one would come back in fair territory, but nevertheless just a, as we said earlier, eventful strike. 0-2 here from Sutherland, trying to get out of a jam here in the top of the 5th. Still only one hit for Baltimore. Dealing high. And as we said, Josh, that high fastball on 0-2 can be a good pitch in a few different ways, and we saw Sutherland use it again there.
That we did. We'll see what he bounces back. 1-2. Opportunity to drop an off speed now that he's raised the eye level.
Outside
And,
corner,
oh
wanted the
my
call and
gosh,
walking back to the
come
dugout.
on.
That was a close one. Maybe just missing the outside corner there to the lefty Chang. But not by much as this count goes even at 2, and we'll do the 2-strike pitch once again as Sutherland deals. Same spot,
You've got to
and
be
once
kidding.
again the call isn't there from the umpire, so the count runs full with runners on second and third still. Sutherland needed to make a big pitch here.
Yeah, he's seemingly frustrated
Yeah.
out there. I don't blame him.
That's
Those
a
pitches were right there.
couple of really close pitches, but
Gives the hitter all the
nevertheless.
power in the world to either get one right down the middle or you're taking.
payoff with 2 outs. This one misses low into the backstop, gets by Zorba, and Reigert's going to score. So a major turn of events there. Sutherland thought he had the strikeout on 2 consecutive pitches, but Chang walks. Ball goes to the backstop, and Baltimore takes a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 5th.
Like we saw in the first game, Baltimore 3 runs, 1 hit.
Yep, doing it without the bats, and that's just a sign of self-inflicted wounds from Rockville. And Rick Price is going to come out here. Looks to be a pitching change. You happen to catch anyone warming up in the bullpen. And it's going to be Bryce Green coming out of the dugout, so he'll undoubtedly take over in relief as Sutherland's book is not yet closed, but he's going to lose control over his destiny here. After 4 2/3, he's got 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 runs across, none of them earned in the scorebook as of now. We'll see if that changes later. We'll take a break here as Bryce Green gets warm on the mound. Back here, top of the 5th inning, Bryce Green coming out of the bullpen. Small sample size in the year for him so far, but we've seen him, bit of a mixed result so far for him on the year. He's 0 for 1 with a 5.79 ERA so far, but he's been effective in a few relief appearances. We saw him kind of, if you remember that long inning where the game was put under protest and all that happened, that was while he was on the mound, so a bit of an interesting outing last time for him. Hopefully less eventful in that regard, but nevertheless taking over in a key spot here for Rockville.
In the game before that, he pitched 1 inning, but came in and with 1, 2, 3 straight strikeouts.
So we've seen him do some impressive things on the bump this year. We'll see if he can deal out of this jam. Runner going from second. Zorba fakes the throw down to second. Probably a wise move from him there. Chang looked like he was pretty far down the line already, and Zorba not wanting to really test his new arm behind the plate in a sense.
Look at Chang got an early start before.
Yeah, he did.
Green even came to the plate. Smart play, and really attacking that new pitcher on the mound.
Great jump from him here. Soltis now stepping in for Baltimore on his second pitch of the at-bat. Watches it go low again. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out once and reached base on a hit by pitch. Chang on second, Mouse on third. Green on the mound for Rockville here. Running a 2-0 count so far on his first 2 pitches of his relief appearance. Gets a strike here on a really nice breaking ball that came in from the inside corner. And the count goes 2-1. The narrative continues. Rockville, 5 hits on the day, 2 runs. Baltimore, 1 hit on the day, 3 runs. So make of that what you will. The 2-1 in. Missing high and in on the breaking ball. Going to that one yet again. Hitters counting out here for Soltis. Keegan Soltis. We've seen him a couple times in this doubleheader. Playing third base today for Baltimore as he takes out another look at that breaking ball. Not afraid to go back to it on 3-1 here is Green, so showing he's got a lot of confidence in that pitch, and it showed why there as that one came back in for a strike, and a huge pitch here now for Green as the count runs full with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Payoff from Green. Missing the inside corner there. A little bit of a check swing from Soltis. He did not go as the appeal goes down to the field umpire, and now the bases are loaded here.
This inning is really dragging on.
It really has.
Taking the toll out of Rockville as they came into it 2-2, and now bases loaded as they trail by 1.
Sam Daniels now stepping in. He grounded into a double play earlier on. He's 0 for 2, but has scored a run. Taking a look at strike 1 yet again there. I mean, Green making his game plan clear with establishing that breaking ball early in counts. Daniels reached on an error. That's how he came around to score the run. And as we talked about, those defensive miscues looming large here for Rockville as Green misses on the 0-1 count to make it 1-1. Green operating out of the stretch here with the bases loaded. That high leg kick comes in, and he once again catches the outside corner there. Fastball there on that one makes the count 1-2 here with 2 outs, and Green 1 strike away from getting out of a jam. 1-2 is fouled back out of play. And Green keeps the count in his favor. Stays 1-2. Sam Daniels battling here, the second baseman. The right-hander. Green looks like he's more on that right side of the mound up there as he deals on 1-2. This one's skied out to left field. Orsini looks like he's camped under it. And a huge out there for Rockville as Green's able to deal his way out of a jam. Baltimore leaves the bases loaded, but they scratch across a run. Now lead by 1. 3-2 headed into the bottom of the 5th. Back here in the bottom of the fifth inning, Rory Costello on for his fifth inning of work. 73 pitches so far in this one, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, an impressive figure for the York College right-hander. Joey Galloway to lead off this inning for Rockville, and then the lineup will flip over, and it'll be Bowman and McMath to round things out for the express due up in this inning.
It's the part of the order you want up.
Yep. I mean, Bowman has been hitting the heck out of the ball lately, and McMath obviously always a threat to do some damage at the plate. But we start with Joey Galloway. The right-hander digs in and looks at ball one.
He was hitting the ball hard today.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen him a whole lot at the plate, but, I mean, on defense and on the bases, he's been impressive for Rockville. So if he can round that part out of his game, and he might be a regular in this lineup. Low and in, misses. Galloway patient at the plate, counts now 2-0. This bottom of the fifth just getting started here for Rockville, nobody out. Catching the outside of the strike zone on that one is Costello. Galloway still not taking the bat off his shoulder, count goes 2-1. From the windup, Costello once again. Catches the inside corner there. Galloway has to defend now on 2-2. Hasn't taken the bat off his shoulder yet in this at-bat, but more likely to do so here with 2 strikes with anything close to the strike zone.
Do you see Rockville going into this inning looking to work his pitch count up? As that's what Galloway's been doing up there as he runs his count full.
Yeah, ball in the dirt there from Costello extends this increasing pitch count from the right-hander now up to 74 on the day. Been efficient though still, almost at the 70% strike rate. Galloway swings and foul tips this one into the glove of Seibert. And the first out of the inning is recorded. Lineup flips over, Nathan Bowman back up. As we said, 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout, but also the inaugural run of the second game of the doubleheader for Rockville. The right-handed outfielder digs in. And Costello fires away on 0-0 with a fastball right by Bowman.
Costello just getting better with time in this game.
Really has had some trouble in the first couple innings there, but has since really settled in here and doing a lot of damage to this Rockville lineup as Bowman looks at that ball in the dirt on 0-1. 1-1. This one's chopped, took a weird hop in front of the plate. Got to be a tough play there for the shortstop, but he makes it nonetheless. Nice play there by Chang. With that speed of Bowman getting down the line quick, that was a tough one considering it was kind of that in-between hop, but makes the play nonetheless. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth.
Yep, and that'll bring up Jonathan Math, always a threat to do something with the bat. See what he can do here. 2 outs and no one on.
0 for 2 today so far. Well, not today, but in the second end of the doubleheader. In the first end, he was 1 for 4. Not a typical day we see from him, but did deliver in the biggest spot of the game. So overall, a pretty good day for him still. As this one's popped out, not going to get out of the infield here as 3 converge upon it, and the second baseman Daniels does make the catch. And Costello another clean inning here in the bottom of the fifth. We head to the top of the sixth. Baltimore still up 1. Back here in the top of the 6th inning, game 2 of this doubleheader between Baltimore and Rockville. Rockville won game 1, but looking in jeopardy here in game 2 is Baltimore riding their 1 hit to 3 runs, taking a 3-2 lead over Rockville in the 5th inning as they step up for their first looks of the 6th.
Hey, down but not out. Rockville can come alive at any point and any time in the game. Certainly wouldn't put it past them to do so in this last 2 innings.
Certainly would, and timely hitting has been a hallmark of this team all year. We'll see if they can do it again in this one. As Roman March steps up for Baltimore, he's 1 for 1 on the day so far with a double and a hit by pitch, respaced twice, and scored a run so far as he looks bunt early on here, but pulls it back and a strike called on the pitch there as Zorba reels it in. Top of the 6th here, count 0-1, misses high.
Oh, he broke the plane there on that swing.
Looks like he might have. No appeal coming down from Zorba, though, but the count goes 1-1 nonetheless. Bryce Green in for his 2nd inning of work.
One thing as a catcher you got to know how to do is appeal down on anything close.
March, the lefty, well early there on the 1-1 pitch, chopping it foul. Green now up 1-2 in the count, looking to get his first out of the inning. This Baltimore lineup, you're not going to win a lot of games when you're 1 for 16, but that's the position we're in now, as they still hold on to a 3-2 lead here as this game gets later and later. As we said, 7-inning doubleheader games, and this one's driven out to center field. March put a tag on this one, but it's to the wrong part of the field as Bowman camps under it easily, and the first out of the inning is under Bryce Green's belt.
Yeah, another ball hit out to Bowman. Like we said, he's been playing batters absolutely perfectly as he didn't have to move much to get to that one.
Some hard contact there from March, but just to an inopportune spot on the field as Seibert now steps up, the catcher for Baltimore. Seibert, the cleanup hitter, hasn't done much damage here in this one. He does have an RBI, but is 0 for 2 on the day with a sac fly. Excuse me, the RBI came on the fielder's choice, pardon me. Has a strikeout as well in this one as Sutherland got to him early in the game as this one comes in at the top of the zone. Green now going to that fastball more often, it seems like. Originally just trying to stick with those off-speed pitches early in counts, but he seems to be getting more comfortable with his fastball, and we saw it again there on the first pitch of the at-bat. Now the second one comes in. The breaking ball now comes back, and Seibert caught with a 9-iron there as he swings in the dirt and misses. Count now 0-2 quickly. Green, one of those pitchers, as is myself, operating from the stretch only. As he comes set, 0-2. Missing outside on the off-speed pitch.
What about 0-2?
Not bad. It was stayed in the strike zone for a little bit there, but just couldn't hang in long enough to draw the swing and miss from Seibert, and his patience will earn him a 1-2 count and a second chance on this at-bat. Green dealing, missing low. Something we've seen, I feel like, a lot from both pitchers in this game is going up in counts early and then just kind of unable to get that last strike. We see it again from Green here on Seibert.
I think that's part and testament to a tight strike zone we're seeing.
Yep.
Pitchers trying to be too fine.
100%, as this is a broken bat hit up the middle. Hakopian mishandles it yet again, and just as we talked about his rare mistakes in the field, we see another one here on a sharp ground ball off a broken bat, and it's going to be another error for him as Seibert reaches.
That will go down as an E6. However, I thought that should have been Galloway's ball. He clearly had the angle in that play. That's a really tough angle for Hakopian to make that play. However, Galloway stepping out of the way of him.
I think it's tough because I think the shortstop kind of has priority there because his momentum was going towards first base, but I think you're right.
The ball was going.
It was close. It was up the middle in that kind of in-between area. Hakopian kind of made an early break on it, but Galloway certainly could have made the play as well.
That deep in the hole in a small roller. First of all, Galloway, you got to be charging that ball. But that's your ball. At least talk it.
Communication, something that Rockville's lacked in this game on the defensive side, is their third error is now on the board. Check over at first and Seibert. I mean, as we talked about, once again, Rockville, their pitchers are putting the ball in the strike zone, just the defense is letting them down. And I mean, only yielding 1 hit in this game so far, and just continues to be a problem on defense so far for Rockville.
Yeah, that's in large testament. The score we see is that, especially with low walks, 2 men hit and then 3 errors in the game. has kept Baltimore around.
This one up and in off the glove of Zorba, and Seibert's going to move up easily on the pass ball here. Rounding second, looking third. Big turn goes to no avail. And he'll stay at second. Looked like he might have tried to catch Rockville sleeping there for a second, but nevertheless stays at second, and I think with one out, that's probably the right choice. Green now undoubtedly going to take the half turn to second and keep an eye on that runner over there in scoring position. Anderson now stepping up to the plate. Ben Anderson, his third looks of the day. 2 strikeouts so far in the books for him. As another one glances off of Zorba's glove into the backstop, and the runner will move to third now. Zorba allowing that one to go to the backstop and costing Rockville another base, and Bryce Green, after allowing a very innocent ground ball up the middle, suddenly has a runner on third through no fault of his own.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. What you're going to see with inexperience behind the plate is back-to-back balls have ricocheted off the glove, allowing the runner to advance.
Dealing here on 2-0. This one's through the left side there between Nicopian and Furlong, and Baltimore gets their 4th run across here on the base hit by Anderson. It's 4-2. So Green, I mean, only really allowing 1 earned base runner on that base hit there, but a run on the board here for Baltimore makes it a 4-2 game and a whole different complexion in this one as we get to the later innings. Only the second hit of the day for Baltimore. Their run total has doubled their hit total.
And for Rockville, if you want to win this game, the defense hasn't been there, but you really got to make up for it with the bat. And since the first inning, they really haven't done much since those first 2.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, the script is flipped in this game since the early innings. Rockville putting some runs on the board early, as you said, stringing some hits together, unable to replicate that in the later innings, and it's costing them here in this one. Swinging a quick chopper there to third by Rygard. Fielded cleanly by Furlong, goes to second, gets the out, so the lead runner's cut down. But Rygard reaches base still, and there's now 2 outs with a runner on first in this inning.
Good play by Furlong over there, got the lead runner, and 2 outs now in the inning. That's the important part, is Green ever closer to getting out of this.
As you said, I mean, Furlong, we talked about those defensive struggles early in the year, but he's played a really solid doubleheader here in the defensive side. And we saw it again there with the smart play going to second, cutting down the lead runner. And Green no longer has to worry about a base hit scoring a run. Patterson now. Bunt kind of halfway on there, it looked like. Called strike, pulled it back quickly. And the lefty Patterson now down 0-1. Jack Patterson, as we talked about, Josh's former teammate. 0 for 1 in this game so far.
Yeah, as I touched on earlier in this game, just another guy in this league I had the pleasure of sharing a field with in my high school days, and yeah, I mean, he's a couple years younger than me, but it's always a good teammate, good guy to have around. That's what he's been for Baltimore.
Green going home on 0-1. Swing and a miss, foul tipped in the glove of Zorba. Count out 0-2. Zorba, he's shown a little bit of distress there after that second pitch. Looks to be okay, but umpire took a quick look at him there, it looked like, behind the plate.
That looked like he might have been going over a sign or two as Zorball.
Yep.
As they look to get on the same page and hopefully get out of this inning here up 0-2.
Those signs can get tough to see in the dark sometimes, but nevertheless, Green a pitch away from getting out of this inning. 0-2. Comes back into the strike zone for a called strike 3. Really nice pitch there from Green. Gets the off-speed pitch to work, and Baltimore scratches across a run in the top of the 6th. Now 4-2, heading to the bottom half. Back out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rory Costello on for a 6th inning of work. I mean, if you asked us early in the game if he was going to last 6 innings in this one, I don't think anyone would have said yes, but he's really settled in. 83 pitches. But, I mean, if it works for Baltimore, it works, and it has been working in the last couple innings. And this Rockville lineup has had no answers for the right-hander.
Rockville's at their strongest when they tap into opponents' bullpens. Baltimore able to limit diving into it, as that's kept Rockville off their game plan.
And, I mean, as we said, these schedules get pretty cramped in July, and I mean, saving your bullpen any way you can is very valuable to a team down the road, and Baltimore looks to be doing it here as Hakopian digs in for Rockville, and after ball one, he looks at strike one on the inside corner.
I know you're talking from experience there.
Yeah, a little bit. One. Swinging a high pop-up from Hakopian. Tracking to the left side of the infield. Looks like it's going to be Chang, and a tough play made there by him. Looked like he lost it until the last second, but reels it in nonetheless for the first out of the inning.
Cheered a little too early in my chair. I thought he lost it in the light, and Eddie was going to get a bloop base hit there.
Yeah, it was
good recovery, though.
Yeah, good recovery by him. I mean, Baltimore's played some sound defense all day, and we just saw it again there from the shortstop. James Heffley now stepping in, relieved of his catching duties so far today, as we seem to hear some fireworks in the back. A little late for July 4th, but, you know, whatever. Heffley looks at one high to start the at-bat.
It wouldn't surprise me following the miscues from Zorbal last inning. No fault to him, but I wonder if Heffley goes back in and they make a move, maybe bringing Jesse Lacefield into the game, as we are yet to see him in the second one.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a double switch potentially here for Rockville, something to keep an eye on as this game goes along. Count now goes 2-0 on James Heffley, who's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. The traditional catcher now, DH, digs in the right-hander's batter's box. Costello goes into the windup again, dealing on 2-0, missing high here on to make it 3-0. Heffley will be in no hurry to swing here. One out in the bottom of the 6th inning here.
Hey, you just need one base runner.
Yeah, I mean, as we said before, the hits seem to come in bunches here for Rockville, and Heffley looks at strike one, just catching the inside of the plate there. Looked like he wanted the call, but doesn't get it nonetheless, and a hitter's count now on for Heffley. We'll be swinging on this one likely if anything close comes. 3-1. Missing low and away. That wasn't close, and Heffley's on base.
Hey, I'll say it again. It just takes one. You've got your base runner on now, tying run at the plate. Rockville, they can get hot at any time. Salisbury and Orsini, the next two up. Both men that are swinging a hot bat today.
Yeah, I mean, as we've said, very few breaks in this Rockville lineup. Danny Salisbury now stepping in, as Josh said, a 340 hitter on the year. High on first pitch of the at-bat, now goes 1-0. Heffley having to stay out there and base run, usually a courtesy runner coming in for him as the catcher, but he'll stay in on this one nonetheless, and Cybert's going to come out to talk to his pitcher after 5 of the first 6 pitches of the innings are balls. I mean, something that has made Costello so effective today has been his ability to command the strike zone, but unable to do so far here in the bottom of the 6th inning as he reaches the 90 pitch mark in this one. So that Baltimore bullpen is expected to be and is getting active as we speak, with it looks like a right-hander. So that's something to keep an eye on as well, as Rory Costello's leash undoubtedly shortens here in the bottom of the 6th. Heffley on first, 1-0. Swing and a ball hit the other way by Salisbury. It looks like it's in a tough spot, and it's going to get through. Between Chang and Soltis, and now, as you said, Josh, Rockville. Couple base runners here with 1 out. And, I mean, as we said, no breaks in this lineup. Steven Orsini, the hottest bat in the lineup today, now 2 for 2 so far, will step up for his 3rd look.
Hey, what did I say? It just takes one. And I'm going to keep hammering that point down because that's the game plan for Rockville. Next guy up, move the line. Rockville 2 on, 1 away in the inning.
Salisbury with his first hit of the 2nd game of the doubleheader.
Looks like it'll be it for Costello.
Yep, looks like a mound meeting coming out, and that right-hander we talked about in the bullpen likely coming in as Rockville threatens in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back in a minute after this pitching change. Back here in the bottom of the sixth, and after that mound meeting, we figured with a guy warming up in the bullpen, we figured there might be a pitching change made, but nevertheless, Costello left out there to finish his own battle here in this one with 1 out. Bottom of the sixth inning, runners on first and second, Salisbury and Heffley respectively is the hottest hitter in the Rockville lineup. Steve Orsini steps up. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a run scored.
And if you're Orsini, you're happy as can be. You've 2 hits
Oh, yeah.
off this guy already. You're hoping they don't take him out, letting him face him. If you're in that box, you're saying bring it.
Orsini continues his trend of seeing pitches well as he takes a look on a ball high and outside the strike zone, just missing the outside corner, but count goes 1-0 nonetheless. Costello taking a long look over there at Heffley at second. This one does catch the outside of the strike zone, and Orsini chooses not to swing on this one. Count goes to 1-1. And I mean, you can't blame him there. I think the take sign probably should have been on, considering Costello has had some trouble commanding his pitches here in the sixth inning, so make him earn it. That's what Orsini did there. Time called. Orsini taking a minute outside the batter's box to recalibrate his swing. Stepping back in now. Rockville now 6 hits on the day, but 3 errors have done them in, as this is a 2-run game in the favor of Baltimore. Swinging a high fly ball to center field. Looks like March is going to get under it, though. And the runner tags Heffley, goes halfway, and then drawn back by the throw. And 2 outs there is a big out recorded there for Baltimore and Costello to kind of mitigate the threat a little bit here. Zorba now stepping up for his third at bat of the day. He's 0 for 1 so far, but has a walk. Was caught stealing in the game earlier as well.
Zorbo, we've seen that average dip over the last few games. Now's the time for one of those feel-good knocks.
Turn and throw to second. Heffley gets back easily. Didn't really look like his middle infielders, Daniels and Chang, were too prepared for that throw, but
I didn't know where the bag was.
yeah. Able to keep it out of center field, and I guess on that kind of play, that's all you can really ask for. Heffley really not much of a threat to steal third in this situation, I can't imagine. From the stretch, Costello gets back in the strike zone, catches the outside corner, count goes 0-1.
Catchers that run.
Yeah. I mean, Heffley's got some speed, I'm not disputing that, but stealing third with 2 outs in a critical situation doesn't seem like it's in the cards. Foul ball back from Zorba, and he's down 0-2 quick. Costello 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Zorba trying to stay alive here on 0-2. Outside from Costello. So Zorba gets another chance to extend this inning here. As Josh said, hasn't had a ton of success at the plate as of late, but could turn it all around with a big knock here. Chang breaking over to cover at second, but missing low is Costello. And another reoccurring theme of this game, quick 0-2 counts now leading to 2-2 and 3-2 counts. We see it again here with Zorba's patience at the plate here with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth.
Zorba a chance to really make them pay for leaving Costello in this game.
Swing and a miss up high, and Costello gets a huge strikeout there. Zorba undoubtedly frustrated as he heads back to the dugout. Rockville unable to get a run across in what looked to be a very promising scoring chance. Still 4-2 headed to the top of the seventh. 3, 2, 1. We're back here in the top of the 7th inning. Bryce Green stays on the mound. Ethan Zorba, as we potentially talked about, still stays behind the plate here in the top of the 7th. Rockville really needs a shutdown inning here if they want to have a chance to extend this game in the bottom of the inning, excuse me.
Yeah, it's all up to Bryce Green now to get his guys out of it. And not just him, but the defense around him. Can you make the plays you need and get out of this inning?
Yeah, the defense, as we've talked about, the storyline of this game for Rockville, 3 errors really doing them in. As Mike Malice steps up for his 3rd at-bat of the day. He's 0 for 2. 4th plate appearance, though, as he grounded into a fielder's choice once. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there from Green to start off the at-bat. And as we said, Green hesitant to go to the fastball early, but nice pitch there on the 1 from him. Bouncing in on 0-1. Looks like go back to the breaking ball there. Miss low. Malice, the DH, against Green. Swinging a hard rip down the left field line. This one's fair. Malice is going to look too. Orsini trying to gather in the left field corner. Malice will be in with a double. So just as we said, Rockville needed a big inning here on the defensive side. They give up a leadoff double. And just like that, Baltimore's got yet another runner in scoring position.
That's a crushing feeling if you're Bryce Green. You know your responsibility coming out here in the 7th down by 2. And that's not what you want to do there, is lay one over the middle and let Baltimore, it's their 3rd hit of the day, but not to harp on the same point, these errors really came back to haunt Rockville.
The other more hidden part of that hit is the fact that this Baltimore lineup, barring a double play, will be able to turn over again now, as Soltis now in the double hole, as so to speak, but Eric Elliott now up for the chop as he squares the bunt, but pulls it back, something we've seen the chop do quite a lot today. Still only 3 hits for Baltimore. That was their 3rd of the day, yet to equal their run total of 4. The lefty Elliott awaits the pitch from Green. Squares the bunt again, pulls it back yet again, missing outside again is Green. Green needing to find the strike zone in a big spot here in the top of the 7th inning. Runner on second base. 4-2 ball game on 2-0. Squaring the bunt again. Elliott. And do I even need to say it again? Missing outside is Green. So 3-0 count now on for Baltimore. Green comes set. Catches the strike zone inside yet again. Elliott squaring to bunt there, but looks to be a decoy every time as he's pulled it back each time. Bowen on second.
Yeah, Baltimore willing to trade an out for a run and see what they do. And there goes the runner for 3rd.
Zorbaugh's arm getting tested here as the runner does get under the tag as the walk is issued by Green and runner's now in the corners with nobody out. That steal of 3rd big with 1 out or 0 outs as we saw it with no outs there. As Bowen advances and now anything to the outfield is likely to score a run. As the bottom of the order and Chang now steps up. The shortstop 0 for 1 so far on the day. Reached on a walk. Also has a stolen base in this one. Low pitch. Zorbaugh kind of pump fake the throw to 3rd there. Holds on to it though as Bowen gets back and the count goes 1-0.
Now if you're Rockville on a ground ball, you turning a double play or you getting that out at the plate?
That's a tough call. I think you have to, I think it depends on where it's hit, but if you got any chance of getting that runner at home, I think you have to in a 2-run game late.
It's how much trust do you put in Zorbaugh to make that play though?
Yeah, as I said, I think it's kind of situational and depending on where it is, but it's a tough call. It's at this point in the game, I think going down 3 is kind of the nail in the coffin at this point, especially with the way Costello's been pitching. Whereas we're, as we assume, likely to see him come out for another inning of work. As the count now goes 2-0, and this one's ripped up the middle. And Bowen's going to score easily as both runners advance. And this is now a 5-2 game. So cutting that runner down at the plate doesn't come into effect, as Baltimore now putting the bat on the ball here in this one as they go up 5-4 now, or 5-2 now, excuse me.
Still no out in the inning.
No out, yep. This inning could go on for as long as Baltimore keeps hitting the ball the way they are. I mean, runners on first and second. Green looks to be a little flustered out there, and understandably so. Green now 36 pitches in his relief appearance. As yet again, that bunt sign's on. But Green missing about 2 feet high of the strike zone. One out. Squares the bunt and does put it down this time as it's popped behind the field of play into the netting. 1-1 count now. I was curious, we haven't really seen one of them where they score down a bunt and it becomes a buntable pitch. Well, we saw it there, and I guess it's something that they're actually looking to do rather than just maybe throwing a wrench in the plan of the infielders. Again,
well,
scoring a
all of them
bunt.
have been out of the zone, so.
That was the first one we saw in the zone. Saw another one there as Soltis bunts this one foul. And now the bunt sign will undoubtedly be off on 1-2. I don't really understand it, if I'm being completely honest. Because, I mean, you look at the situation, you got guys on first and second. The best you're going to do is move them up to second and third. You still got one out in the inning. Doesn't score a run.
One out, and they're hitting the ball.
They're hitting the ball well. That's exactly what I mean. I mean, it just doesn't really make too much sense for me. Maybe they're just the kind of team that likes to play small balls. We see a bunt here on 2 strikes, and this is foul, and he's out. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense in the situation.
My prediction is, obviously it's the pace of play, and that was the complaint from Baltimore to start this game, is they want to get out of here and on the road.
I don't know. That's with 2 runners. I think you. I think I don't know, but just. Oh, man.
I mean, why else? He's trying to get his team up and out of here.
It's just a bemusing call. Just letting your players strike out via the bunt isn't exactly something you see a lot from managers, but I mean, I hate to say it, but that's a numbskull decision to bunt on 2 strikes. This one popped into the shortstop area. It looks like Okopian's camped under it.
Infield
and
fly
caught.
Effect.
Yep, infield fly. Both runners will stay where they are. And there's now 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning.
Believe it or not, that is the first infield fly situation we've seen all year.
What a stat. Where'd you pull that from?
Me, I've been at every game. The 16
your
games
brain?
into the year, we have not seen an infield fly in any of the 16 games we've played.
Interesting. Well, it presents itself here, and I mean, I guess it had to be on there because I think Okopian could have turned that double play pretty easily if he had just let that fall to the ground, but infield fly is called, and there's 2 outs.
It's the point of the rule.
Swing and a miss on a low pitch there. March unable to come up with contact there. Baltimore's now scored a run in 4 consecutive innings, 2 in the 4th, and then 1 in the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning, respectively. Now hold a 3-run lead here in this 7th inning and final inning of this game. Bouncing ball towards Zorba, and the runners will advance yet again, so another miscue between Green and Zorba allow the runners to move up. And another scoring opportunity presents itself for Baltimore.
Part of that blocking the ball behind the plate is knowing where that bounce is going to go.
Yep.
You take it off the chest protector, and you got to know where it's going to bounce. Zorball unable to do so there.
Missing outside does Green. 2-1. Green 45 pitches now in 2 innings. Came in halfway through that 4th inning there. Swing and a miss. Excuse me, the 5th inning, Green came in. As he now works 2 strikes on March, who had some hard contact last time he was up, but was unable to come up with a hit, although he does have one today and scored a run as well. Green desperately trying to get out of this inning on 2-2. Swinging and foul ball hit towards the left side. It'll get out of play. We'll do it again. Chang on second, Elliott on third. Green trying to deal his way out. Missing outside, count runs full. I mean, you got a base open if you're Green, but
No
you
reason
really
not to go after that batter, though.
yeah, I know. You really want to get out of this jam now. I mean, March has shown to be a threatening hitter in this game, but, I mean, you're up 0-2 on the guy. You want to get him out here on 3-2. As he does on the called strike 3. The breaking ball comes back, and Green once again deals out of a jam and strike 3. But Baltimore does strike yet again. Now has a 5-2 lead as Rockville needs 3 to tie it and 4 to win it in the bottom half of the 7th. Back here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Rockville needs 3 to tie, 4 to win as Ryan Graham checks in, relieving Rory Costello. Costello's books closed after 6 innings, 101 pitches, 9 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, so really good day for him. He's in line for the win if his relief pitching and Ryan Graham can hold on here as Rockville leads off with Charlie Furlong. Joey Galloway and Nathan Bowman will round out the do-up for Rockville in the bottom of the 7th. Strike 1 in from Graham. Galloway 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Fouled off here, and he's quickly down 0-2.
The other thing to note is that in the on-deck circle, it's Jesse Lacefield, late entry into this ball game.
So that'll allude to Nathan Bowen being checked out of this one and Lacefield coming in.
It's Galloway, 9, right?
Oh, that's right, Galloway. Furlong takes a look on that one up high. Count goes to 1-2, so something to keep an eye on in the on-deck circle. Furlong, 1-2, swing and a miss. And his disappointing day continues as he has 3 strikeouts now in this one. Jesse Lacefield represents a potential opportunity here for Rockville, and they're going to need him to come through with one out, bottom of the 7th inning, down by 3. So
yeah, I'd like to see Rockville put up a fight here. They took game 1 of this ball game. Fortunately, dropped the first game of the season to Baltimore Chop. Chance to come back and take a shot at that season split.
Lacefield came in relief in that last game of the doubleheader, now trying to do it from the plate. Batting 194 on the year, but he's been hot as of late. Hit a home run pretty recently and has delivered in the clutch a few times. We saw that doubleheader. He had, 5 hits in 2 games there? So
yeah, and he also has a double today, so to speak. He hit one in the first game. As he
down the line and fair. Jesse Lacefield into the corner. He'll round first, look to second, and he'll get there easily. as the throw's offline. Nice job there from Jesse Lacefield. First swing off the bench goes into the right field corner, and Rockville finally got something going on offense.
Yeah, and as I was saying, Jesse Lacefield picking up a double, and there's the second one of the day for him.
Second extra base hit of the day for Rockville. Orsini with the first double, and now Lacefield coming in with one as well, and a huge spot here. Now Nathan Bowman coming up, runner in scoring position for him. We'll see if Rockville can continue. Bowman 1 for 3 on the day. Looks at strike one, low and away, catches that outside corner there. Nice pitch from Graham. Rockville now with 7 hits. The right-hander Bowman awaits the pitch from Graham. Swinging a foul ball off behind the plate. And just as Furlong did, Bowman quickly down 0-2. Bowman already with 1 strikeout in this one, trying to avoid a crucial second one. Graham no look to second, coming home, missing high on the off-speed pitch. No doubt a waste pitch there from Graham, but not sure what a high off-speed pitch does for you when it comes to a strategic standpoint. Nevertheless, we go 1-2. On the way, missing low. That was more like it from Graham. Really nice pitch there. Stayed in the strike zone for about 50 feet, but then broke out and away. But doesn't draw the swing. Good patience from Bowman as he works the count 2-2. Now taking a look at second does Graham. Lacefield, nothing going there. Missing low. Count goes full. If you're Graham, I'm not really sure you're worried about Lacefield on second. That run doesn't mean a whole lot at this point in the game. And he's not going to be stealing third, so might as well just attack Bowman as he looks to do on 3-2 here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Payoff pitch comes home. Bowman skies it out to the right between the first baseman and right fielder, and this one does drop. So Elliott unable to get there at first base. Patterson same as in right. And we'll do it again on 3-2. Bowman able to work the full count after going down 0-2, but can he finish it off?
Big spot here. Bowman looking to get on base any way he can.
Graham about to deliver his 11th pitch of his relief appearance, coming in on 3-2, and a swing and a miss from Bowman, and a huge strikeout there for Graham, as Rockville's down to their final out, represented by Johnny McMath. Hopefully not represented by Johnny McMath, but you get it. The lefty digged in, as we talked about in this doubleheader, in aggregate 1 for 7, but did deliver in a big spot in game 1, and he'll look to do the same here as the first pitch from Graham misses low to McMath. The Rockville right fielder batting second once again in this doubleheader. Pause from Graham, and he comes home. Chopper to the mound. McMath is able to get it through. Lacefield rounding second, third, going home, and McMath has yet another RBI in this doubleheader. He keeps the game going. It's now 5-3.
Hey, do your job. Gets the run in from second. Rockville drawing a little bit closer now, 3-5. Down but not out.
McMath doing the all-important job of keeping the line moving, gets his first hit of the day, and now Hakopian due up. Next 4 guys in the order for Rockville if they get there. Hakopian, Heffley, Salisbury, and Orsini all have hits today, so a promising sign as Rockville gets to their heart of the order, and that's what they really wanted to do in this inning. Already got 1 run across in Lacefield. McMath on first. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th as Graham has the potential to make up for his wrongs of letting Lacefield score here with Hakopian, who looks at strike 1 very low. He didn't love the call, it didn't look like, but nevertheless 0-1. Hakopian swings and fouls one back. Rockville down to their final strike of the evening. Hakopian representing the tying run in this ball game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. (0-2) from Graham on its way. Swing and a miss from Hakopian, and this game's over. Rockville splits the doubleheader after winning game 1 on a walk-off. They're unable to catch up after some defensive miscues in this one and drop 5-3. The split doubleheader comes. As we wrap this one up, Josh Feldman, Zach Gibney here in Latonia. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.